It's no secret that new construction has become a significant portion of what home buyers are buying in today's market. You don't have to worry about things like new paint, new flooring, replacing a toilet, or updating your kitchen when you move in. The day of closing, you can move right in and not have to worry about anything. So if that sounds like something you're interested in this video, we're going to talk about all things new construction, so stick around. Let's do it. As always, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina. And it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about your relocation to the upstate of South Carolina. And if you found this stuff interesting, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave us a comment in the comments. Would love to interact and meet you in the comments. So one reason so many of my clients today are buying new construction is because of the deal they're getting when they purchase the home. Builders today in our market are offering a ton of financial incentives that they weren't a few years ago. So this has become certainly attractive to buyers here in the upstate. The financial incentives to move forward on a new construction house and close on a new construction house compared to a resale house oftentimes exceed what homeowners can offer new prospective buyers for their home, which is why you have so many people going and moving forward on new construction. So in addition to all of the systems in the home being new versus a resale home, builders are also offering almost all of your closing costs paid for, and some builders are even offering what they call flex cash. So one builder in particular is offering up to $21,000 in flex cash, and this flex cash can be used to reduce the purchase price of the house. It could be used to pay for your closing costs and then reduce the purchase price of the house, or it could be used to say buy down your interest rate, reduce the purchase price of the house, and pay for your closing costs. They give you the option to do with that money what you think is best for you and your family. And oftentimes, in order to get this flex cash or to get these closing cost incentives, you do have to use the builder's preferred lender, because in that case, they get to build you the house and control the financing because of the home builder and the lender is all underneath the same roof. So these large incentives aren't all across the board for all new construction homes. A lot of these incentives are coming from your more national builders. So your smaller local folks who are building, say, 5 to 50 houses a year, oftentimes are not able to offer the incentives that your more national builders who are building thousands and thousands of homes are able to. Usually what local builders will do is they'll outsource their lending to, say, a preferred lender that's local to Greenville, and that lender can offer you $2,500 to $7,500 in closing cost assistance. So I always recommend my clients consult with the preferred lender for the builder, as well as one of my preferred lenders, who oftentimes get my clients the best deal and the best interest rate. It's always good to hear from multiple sources so that they know that they're competing against one another to get you the best deal. Just recently, I had a client build a townhome with one of these builders who is widely known in our area. However, they allowed the preferred lender to also work on the deal and offer the flex cash, and my lender was able to get my clients a better deal than the preferred lender was able to. So let's always compare apples to apples to ensure that you are getting the best incentives possible when building your new home. Now, I haven't even touched on the interest rate incentives that these builders are able to offer. And again, your small local builders who are outsourcing their preferences on lenders, they're not able to offer you a discounted interest rate like a national builder is able to. So one example, a builder like D.R. Horton, who several of my clients in the last 12 months have built and bought a home with, they are offering interest rates as low as 4.99%. That's almost 1.5 to 2 points lower than market interest rates right now. So in order to get that incentive, you do have to use DHI, which is their in-house lender. And in addition to the interest rate that they give you, they also pay all of your closing costs. And be sure to reach out to me directly because I have really good relationships with a couple D.R. Horton agents. And what they do is they send me properties that are not listed on the market that they're offering these incentives on. So my clients have access to the best deals that are listed, yes, and that are also not listed. So now let me touch on building a house versus buying a new construction spec house. So for whatever reason, if you're wanting to build from the ground up, that's totally fine. I have several clients right now who are doing just that. So build time, if you're going to be building with a more production, say national style builder, build time is going to be anywhere from 4, 5, or 6 months. Now, if you're looking for a more semi-custom or custom home, that's going to be built by someone here that's local, perhaps on your own lot or in their inventory, then that build time is going to be perhaps 8 to maybe 13 months. So if you're in that $300,000 to $550,000 price point, just expect a 4 to 6 month build time. Now, if you're going to be from $750,000 up to a couple $1 million, expect that build time to be around a year, maybe just over a year. Now, the build process with a more production style build and a custom build obviously has its nuances and differences, but generally the processes are about the same. So first, you do some research on different towns around Greenville or areas in Greenville that you want to live in. Check out some neighborhoods, jump on the phone with me. We'll talk about these different neighborhoods, and then we'll have you come into town. We'll have you have a tour of Greenville, and then we'll go actually visit these communities. Now, we'll tour spec homes and we can look at lots. Touring spec homes will allow you to get an understanding of the finish level that each respective builder is going to build for you. And if there aren't any spec homes available at that time that you're comfortable moving forward with, or if your timeline just doesn't work to buy now versus in 6 to 8 to 12 months, what we can do is we can choose a lot. The builder will either have it in their inventory or we have to go out and buy a lot. And then we will start the build process. So first things first, we'll sit down with the builder or the builder's agent. We'll review pricing, we'll review all the structural selections that you want to make in your home. And then after that, we'll do cosmetic selections like paint colors, trim, etc. And once we sign a contract, after that, within 1 to 2 weeks, the build on your new home will start. Now, bringing this back to interest rates. So one thing about building a home versus buying a spec home is if you do decide to build a home, you're not going to be able to lock in your interest rate until about 60 days prior to closing. Now, up front, you will have to be pre-approved for the full price of the property, of course. So you will consult with either my lender or the preferred lender for the builder. Make sure that you can comfortably afford the finished product and the total cost of the house, but that interest rate won't be locked until about 60 days prior to closing, like I said. Now, if the lender is anticipating that interest rates are going to go up between, say, that 90 and 60 day mark, they might call you and say, hey, I think it's a good idea if we go ahead and lock in this rate. It's going to cost you a little bit of money, but you're going to save X amount over the life of the loan if you lock in now versus at the 60-day mark, based on that delta between those two interest rates. Now, if you're building a home in that $300,000 to say $550,000 price point, the financing works a little bit different than it does on a custom house. So if you're in the former category, you're probably gonna be required to put down an initial deposit, and then you'll finance the rest at closing. Now, if you're building a custom home, it's a little bit different. You're probably gonna have to have a construction to perm loan, which you put down a deposit, and you have to put down deposits at specific draw times during the construction process. What you need to know is that the former is less expensive. Building a custom home, the financing of the build can be a little bit more expensive just based on draws because it's interest only until the home is finished. Now, where are interest rates gonna go in 2024? So the Federal Reserve has announced that they are going to adjust and hopefully drop rates about 3 times in 2024. So everyone is predicting that interest rates are going to come down slightly. Some people think they'll be below 6% for conventional rates by the end of the year. I'm hoping they won't be. Right now, they're in the mid to high 6s. So if you're thinking about building a home or buying a home in 2024, it's best to reach out to me now, because as interest rates start to come down, there's going to be more and more buyers jumping in the market, which is going to increase competition and likely drive home prices higher than they are currently. So last but not least, let's talk about why you need to have a realtor represent you when building or buying a new construction home. So it's always in your best interest to have a fiduciary negotiating on your behalf. And keep in mind, the builder's agent that we walk through the homes with, that we sign the contracts with, they're not your representative. They are the builder's representative. They are the builder's fiduciary. So why would you not have someone that's your fiduciary who has to act in your best interest over their own at all times, represent you in a real estate transaction, whether it be a spec house, a build, or a resale home? I mean, if you don't hire representation, you're essentially paying the builder to negotiate against you, because if you don't have representation, they're just going to profit more money when the home is built, and you're going to be talking to the builder's agent who isn't necessarily advocating for you, only the builder. So lastly, it's so important to have an agent that has relationships with new construction realtors, because we can often skip the back and forth between negotiations. I can upfront say, look, what's the best that the builder is willing to do? And we can skip time wasted, hassle, and get you the best deal up front. That way we can focus on getting your home built or closing on your house in the next 30 or 40 days. So let's finish with build quality. Now, of course, depending on your price point, the quality is going to increase as the price of the home increases, or at least it should. Now, your more production style builders at a less expensive price point, they're not going to go above and beyond past the building code to build your home and get a certificate of occupancy. Unlike a semi-custom or custom builder, you're forking out $6, $7, $8, $9, up to $1 million. Those folks are going to build the home well beyond what's building code here in Greenville, Spartanburg, or Anderson County, and they're going to deliver a very, very, very good product. That's not to say a production style builder doesn't deliver a good product, because they do build the house according to the county code, and they do have to do that in order to get a certificate of occupancy so that they can sell it to you. But you go online, you read terrible reviews about all of these production style builders. I'll just say this: it's important to look at these things when you're walking through the home with your agent, so that they can show you what is important to check out while you walk through the house. So I hope that was helpful, and it should be no secret as to why so many people are buying new construction here in our market. In fact, new construction at this moment in time makes up about 40 to 45% of our inventory that's available to purchase. So a lot of folks are looking at new construction if they are looking for a home. So if you are thinking about purchasing a home here in the upstate of South Carolina in 2024, give me a call at my cell phone number below, or shoot me an email at my email below. I'm more than happy to talk to you about what is currently available new construction wise, and what are your options for building a home here in our market. Until next time, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate, and as always, be safe. Well, this video is going to be about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do, and easily in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. Fall time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.